actually, let's, you know what, I'm going to pick up on this because I kind of don't believe you either. And just hear me out. I'm not saying, okay, to me.
But you got to understand what I'm saying. But I feel
first
like
of all, let me first say,
me right.
If you'll remember, a while ago, maybe 8 years ago, Joe Lacob made a statement that I can't remember the exact statement, but the perception was basically what he said is season ticket holders are the real fans. And there was a lot of backlash because those tickets were very expensive. Yeah. I know that's not what you're saying, but what I'm getting at is I completely agree with Schleprock. You can have the most passionate fan. You know what? The most passionate fan of the San Francisco 49ers, you know who it might be at this station? John Curley. Well, he doesn't go to games.
Well, go ahead.
Because he's a San Francisco native, and he says he's never going to Levi Stadium. Yeah. Now, forget what you think of that, but that doesn't mean John Curley isn't a monster fan.
I get that. So, and it's not about – I'm not trying to – condense it to how much money you spend on your team. Schleprock gave what he feels the front office and the team are not doing, and that's what's keeping them from the yard. That I can do nothing with that. I'm just saying to you, Steiny, when the team like this version of the Giants doesn't have that Willie Mays,
right?
I don't feel like as a diehard in my world, I don't feel like that's not the reason you don't go to the yard to support the team.
Okay, let me ask you this.
You got to show up when it's thick and thin.
Let me ask you this.
We don't even know if it's going to be thin, but I will say from a Giant fan perspective for the ones out there, and just me being a native from the Bay, I hate watching the Giants knowing they're not the Padres. I hate watching the Giants knowing they're not the Dodgers. And I do hate there's no new Barry Bonds or Buster Posey. But the beautiful thing about baseball is that doesn't mean they're not going to compete. But, man, it sounds a little front-runner-ish when you talk about, well, there's no Steph Curry, I'm out.
Well, he wasn't saying he's out. He's just saying he won't go
he gave
to the
his
games.
reason, and he felt like they don't go ad.
Okay, let me ask you this. Let's say, how many Giants games are you going to go to this year?
I'll say about 10 to 12.
Oh, all right. I'll take it your word. I'll take it your word there. What if they would have signed Judge? How many would you have watched? How many then would you have gone to? More or less or the same?
That's fascinating. I'm going to say 12 to 20.
So you're more of a fan when they have a superstar,
right,
than when they don't. So but you just...
I root well for the Giants. I'm not Chasky or Bonte. I'm not a diehard fan or Curly. My thing is when this is your team through thick and thin, you show up for your team.
I disagree.
Wow.
I disagree. I mean, it's great. To me, the Giants are different. The Giants built a ballpark. The Giants won 3 World Series. The Giants are in a little downward trend right now. That's okay. Those things happen in sports. But you said if you were an A's fan, I'd be going to the games. I cannot blame any A fan for not going to games.
We got one right back.
That's totally different.
One right on the show.
That's a front office that is sabotaging their own team
and letting the stars walk.
Exactly.
I got you.
Like the A's,
and I take that back because the A's. There's nothing to see here. If you wanted to go to another team, I could understand it because that's out of the movie Major League. Are you looking at all the quotes I've come up with?
The 925 is really nailing it.
It takes 2 to tango. That's
Actions speak louder than words. That's Guru. It takes 2 to tango.
Talk to me.
It's Guru. You have your own book of quotes, it looks like. Penny saved, penny earned. That's Guru. He came up with that.
Use that one.
4 score and 7 years ago. I kind of like that. It's funny.